Hey! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jovaun Russell, and today we're talking about investing in the stock market for beginners. Listen, I know what you're thinking. The stock market can seem like this big, scary, complicated thing. But I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be. In fact, getting started with investing is easier than you might think. We're going to break down the basics of investing in a way that's easy to understand, even if you've never bought a single stock before. We'll cover everything from what stocks actually are, to how to choose the right investments for you. If you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's jump right in. Before we jump into the how-to of investing, let's answer a fundamental question. What are stocks anyway? In simple terms, a stock represents a tiny piece of ownership in a publicly traded company. Think of it like this. Imagine your favorite company is like a giant pizza. When you buy stock in that company, it's like buying a slice of that pizza. Now, as the company grows and becomes more valuable, like selling more pizzas and expanding to new locations, your slice of the pie, your stock, becomes more valuable too. That's how you make money in the stock market. You're not just buying a piece of paper, you're buying a piece of a company's future potential. Now, before you even think about buying your first stock, you need to define your financial goals. What are you hoping to achieve by investing? Are you investing for the long haul, like retirement in 20 or 30 years? Or are you saving up for a shorter-term goal, like a down payment on a house or a dream vacation? Knowing your why will drastically influence your investment strategy. It's also crucial to understand your risk tolerance. This means figuring out how much up and down movement you can stomach in the market. Are you someone who freaks out over a 5% dip? Or are you okay with riding out the waves knowing the market generally trends upward over the long term? The stock market has its own language, and it can feel like learning a foreign language at times. But don't worry, you don't need to become fluent overnight. Here are a few key terms to get you started. First up, a brokerage account. This is like your gateway to the stock market. It's an account that lets you buy and sell stocks. Next, we have index funds and ETFs, which are basically baskets of stocks that track a specific market index, like the S&P 500. They're great for beginners because they offer instant diversification. More on that in a bit. Now that you know the basics, it's time to choose a brokerage platform, the tool you'll use to buy and sell stocks. There are a ton of options out there, but some popular choices for beginners include Robinhood, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab. When comparing platforms, look for a few key things. First, low fees. Every dollar you save in fees is a dollar that stays invested and working for you. Second, make sure the platform has an easy-to-use interface, especially if you're new to investing. And finally, look for a platform with good educational resources. You want to feel empowered to make informed decisions. Once you've chosen your brokerage platform, it's time to fund your account. This simply means transferring money from your bank account to your brokerage account so you can start investing. A crucial piece of advice here: only invest money you can afford to lose. I know that sounds scary, but the stock market is inherently unpredictable in the short term. Never invest money you need for rent, bills, or other essential expenses. Also, remember that investing is a long game. Don't expect to get rich quick. It takes time for your investments to grow, so be patient and stay focused on your long-term goals. Okay, you've set your goals, learned some key terms, chosen a brokerage account, and funded it. Now it's time to buy your first stocks. As a beginner, I recommend starting simple. A great option is to invest in a low-cost index fund or ETF that tracks the S&P 500. This will give you exposure to a diversified portfolio of 500 of the largest US companies. Another approach is to invest in a few individual companies that you understand and believe in. These could be companies whose products you use every day or companies that are leaders in their industries. Just remember to do your research before investing in any individual stock. Congratulations, you've taken your first steps into the world of investing, but the journey doesn't end there. Investing is an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and growing your wealth over time. One of the best things you can do to become a smarter investor is to keep learning. There are tons of great resources available online and in libraries. Some of my favorite investing books include The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, and Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits by Philip Fisher. These books will teach you the fundamentals of value investing and how to think like a long-term investor. Even seasoned investors make mistakes, but as a beginner, there are a few common pitfalls you should try to avoid. First, don't try to time the market. It's impossible to consistently predict short-term market movements, so don't waste your time trying. Instead, focus on investing consistently over time, regardless of what the market is doing. Second, don't invest based on tips or social media hype. Just because everyone is talking about a particular stock doesn't mean it's a good investment. Always do your own research and make sure you understand the company and its financials before investing. And there you have it. You now have a solid foundation for understanding the stock market and how to get started with investing. Remember, investing isn't just for the wealthy or the experts, it's for anyone who wants to build wealth and achieve their financial goals. It might seem intimidating at first, but by taking the time to learn the basics and develop a sound investment strategy, you can set yourself up for success in the long run. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something today.